Welcome to CSN The Network Podcast. This is your host, Kayvon Cutler, with my lovely co-host, Dree Nazario and Malik Hampton. We just want to thank y'all for supporting our podcast and supporting our most recent podcast, listening, liking, and subscribing to the interview with Aaron Dobson. We hope you all enjoyed part one. Now here's part two for you.
If I recall correctly, I know you showed out at y'all's pro day, but didn't it rain at y'all's pro day?
It snowed at our pro day, bro.
Yeah, I remember something like that, man.
It snowed, bro. It snowed, man. And we ran a 40, and so obviously in our basketball gym in the Cam Henderson, the Marshalls Arena. You know how before you walk into the arena, you out there where the concession stands is that like kind of wrap around the arena, right?
Right.
They put tarp down, like gym tarp, like a gym mat on the ground, bro. Taped it on the ground. That's what we ran our 40 on, bro.
Oh man.
We didn't have an indoor facility then. It was like it's cold outside, so like we just gonna run it indoors, bro. Ran it indoors. I ran a 4.41, and it was like this is the worst surface I ever seen anybody run on. Like this is the worst surface ever. Like it was coming up, but it was literally taped to the ground, bro. Y'all not.
Yeah,
Bro, I'm like, what are we doing, bro? You know what I'm saying? But that's how our jump went, and went outside. We did some drills, or whatever. Our coach was snowing. But yeah, man, I did my thing, man. I think I really got drafted off of my career, bro. And I had a great pro day. I think that's why New England really was rocking with me. They seen I was smart, you know what I'm saying? I performed well in the cold. My pro day was snowing. You can I caught the ball well, ran routes well, you know what I'm saying? So I honestly think that's why they was really kind of leaning towards me. And then they seen I was kind of like just smart mentally, like I could pick up their offense.
Yeah, that was going to be my follow-up question, bro. You know, what was it like playing for the Patriots? You know what I mean? And of course, you know, we love Ocho Cinco and other star athletes that have went through the program. You know what I mean? But you hear that, you know, the Patriots way is a hard system to pick up on.
So I mean, it wasn't no different than what I was kind of like already prepared for. Really, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't no different. It was hard nosed. It was just all about football, right? And I was cool with that, you know what I'm saying? Come do your thing, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. I was cool with that. I had a great time in New England, and I'm grateful for being there. Let me start off by saying that before I kind of get into the experience. But yeah, I had a great time. I wouldn't trade anything for it. I feel like I learned a lot of lessons from it. Because I think that's what we need to do is learn lessons from what we go through, right? Some experiences that we go through, we need to learn from every experience we go through, good or bad experience, right? So I'm grateful for my time there. Bill Belichick was the greatest coach I've ever had in my life. I feel like he knows how to bring the best out of players. I think he's probably one of the best coaches ever, right? But for me myself, I just don't think I fit with New England at the time, right? I think that when I came into the situation, I think Bill was trying to go a different direction with New England, right? And for me to say that, I think like obviously the year after I came, he drafted Jimmy. So like, what does that mean, right? What does that mean to everybody? Well, if he drafts Jimmy, why would he draft Jimmy in the second round? Like, to me, I was ready to move on, right? That's what I was thinking. That's just me and my mom, right? And I think I was more of a fit for a Jimmy type of quarterback. You see these young quarterbacks now, they're slinging the ball down the field. They're throwing the ball. Like, you know, Tom was more of a game manager, which is cool. I love Tom. You feel me? Like, Tom was the greatest player to go. But Tom was a game manager, right? Tom going to take that 7 yards before he throw the bomb. You know what I'm saying? He's just going to dink and dunk you. He's going to take what you give him, right? Which is the smartest thing ever. But I feel like that's where I think me and Tom had to disconnect. When I'm so young, I'm not thinking at the time he was year 16. I'm not thinking like a 16-year vet quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like a 21-year-old rookie receiver, right? And I think I wasn't on the same level as he was thinking, right, on the game. And I feel like that's why we kind of didn't really mesh, right, when it came to this. I don't think that's why I think that's why I didn't thrive in New England. I think it was because we were just not at a connection when it came to the game, right? Like now that I'm older and I'm more seasoned when it comes to football, I can see what he was meaning by like telling, for example, right? If I was running a go route or a line, right, and I'm getting off the line, I'm trying to win deep, right? Where he like, if you don't win in 5 yards, look back shoulder. I'm gonna hit you back shoulder. But I'm like, yo, in 5 yards, I'm still trying to win in 5 yards. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to get past him in 5 yards. I play 5 yards too fast. But he would rather take that back shoulder throw. You know what I'm saying? Because that percentage is way higher than you completing a 50-yard bomb down the field, right? Which one is the completion rate is way higher for a back shoulder throw, 10 yards, than a 50-yard bomb. He sees it and he a vet. He know this, right? I'm gonna take what you. I'm gonna take the. But I'm like, shit. I'm trying to go up top. You feel me? I'm let me go crazy. That's what I'm on. And I think like I told you. I just don't think I fit with that style of play. Like I didn't think that the Patriots don't even use a number one receiver. I mean, obviously when Moss was there, but that's different. You feel me? Like Moss was Moss. You feel what I'm saying? Like. I mean, and that's when Tom was really slinging that thing crazy, you know what I mean, deep. So I just think at the time, I just don't think I really fed in with like what New England was doing, like, to be honest. But at the end of the day, like I had a great time and a lot of cool dudes up there. I got to play with obviously the GOAT. I got to play under the GOAT, which is Bill. So I mean, I got a lot of great experiences up there, but I just don't think I fit in with what they were doing schematically at the time. And I think that's just kind of like had my career went the way it did up there. I just don't think I fit in with the offense at all.
Did you see that after your rookie year though? Like you had a good, like solid rookie year. I know you missed a few games.
Let me tell you why. But I had a solid rookie year.
Yeah,
I had a solid rookie year. Let me tell you why. So I come in. Wes Walker leaves, right? So I come in. Wes Walker leaves. Gronk is hurt. And Julian Edelman is not Julian Edelman yet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Julian Edelman is still trying to make Julian Edelman. He was in there, but he wasn't who he is now, right?
Yeah.
So when I'm coming in, like it was kind of like wide open almost. It was like we had Aaron Hernandez, but AH was coming off injury too. He was coming off a shoulder. Chico, he was coming off a shoulder, so it was kind of like wide open. It was wide open, right? And boom, obviously. That shit happened with Aaron Hernandez right before the season. He got booked, and RIP to bro, but he got booked and all that shit happened like literally right before my rookie season. It happened literally when I got up there. All that shit spiraled out of control.
Gotcha.
Boom. So he gets booked, and then so now it's really wide open, right? Because he not there. Grunt hurt, and then it's wide open. So I feel like I was needed. Like you feel me? Like I was needed. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I had a smooth rookie season. I had like 37 for five something.
Yeah.
But
it was something man productive, bro.
Yeah, you scored you definitely had some tutties too. I remember.
I had 4, bro. And I was only healthy for 9 games, bro, because my foot was broke. So niggas don't even notice. I had foot surgery at the end of my rookie season. I had foot surgery March 10th. I had a screw put in my foot. I'm still in it right now. I had foot surgery because my foot was broke. My foot was broke week 10, bro, of the season. But they don't tell me this until after the season is over. After we lose in the AFC Championship game to Denver, my rookie year, I played the AFC Championship game. We come back home 2 days later, they tell me my foot was broke, bro. But my foot was bothering me weeks and weeks and weeks before, right? And I'm missing games. They're telling me I got a mid-foot sprain. Same thing they did with Cam Newton, right? Cam Newton a couple years ago when he was in North Carolina, he had a mid-foot sprain. As soon as they came out and said that, I'm like, bro, his joint broke. Or they playing Cam. I already know what it is. And then it came out, Cam's foot was broke.
Yeah.
Right? Same thing with me, but I'm a rookie. So I'm just thinking like they gonna protect their investment, right? They invested this money in me. If my foot broke, they gonna keep it 100 and say my foot broke. We're gonna get you right.
Yeah.
But nah, it ain't, you feel me? It wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I guess me being naive again, me being young and not really knowing, you feel me? Like, yo, I need to get a second opinion always. You feel me? Like I need to not really trust what they say, even though I felt it in my heart. Like, yo, I got a mid-foot sprain. I'm like, nah, like it's something wrong.
This joint hurt.
Yeah, I'm like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Like something wrong. You feel me? Something wrong with it. I'm even going to Tom's body guy. He telling me he thought I had a Liz Frank, and that's where the big toe. your big toe, your metatarsal was broken. But I had the dancer's fracture, which is the next toe over, right? I didn't have the lid sprain, but he was like, bro, I think you got a lid sprain, AD. Like you need to ask the trainer and them to get you a CAT scan, get you a CT scan, CAT scan, one of them two, and it's gonna show, right? So I'm calling my agent like, yo, they Tom got told me to get a CT scan or whatever. They said it'll show on that. Like it's not gonna show on the MRI, but it'll show on the CT scan. My agent called them. They not getting back to my agent, right? So this one, I feel like shit is getting mad funny. Like, yo, what's going on, bro? You feel me? Like, Tom's got telling me to do one thing. The athletic training staff is telling me to do another thing. I'm like, yo, something going on, bro. Like, this is something like, you feel me? And I'm kind of caught in the middle of it. But I'm like, this might help. I'm like, bro, what am I supposed to do? Right? So obviously, me being competitive, I'm trying to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I can play, I'm going to play, right? All right, you got a midfoot sprain, right? All right, cool. Right, so I'm like, boom. I don't even know if y'all remember the Steelers. We played the Steelers like week 9, I think, of my rookie year, and I snapped. I had 5 for 130 and like 2 tugs my rookie year.
You had that bomb. Yes.
Yeah, I'm feeling my foot that game, my boy. I'm feeling my foot then. I'm feeling my foot then, bro. And then I think we played Denver 2 weeks later. Like we went to Charlotte. We played the Charlotte Panthers, Carolina Panthers. Played the Carolina Panthers that next Monday night, bro. You know what I'm saying? Boom. And then we came back and played Denver at home. And I ran a route, boom, I stuck on my joint, and that's when it really kind of popped up for me. And I was like, yo, like, what's wrong with my foot? Like, nah, something really wrong with it. Like, I went off the field. I don't think I even played the rest of the game. So I'm kind of like, what's going on? And that's when we started getting the MRIs and all that. Oh, you just got a midfoot sprain. It's this, that, and the other. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of like, all right, what's going on? I'm kind of like, what's going on? My bad, fellas. But I'm kind of like, dang, what's going on? Like, my foot is, I don't know. MRIs, all right, you got a midfoot sprain. Okay, so I'm like, cool, like, I ain't never had a midfoot sprain, but like, all right, like, you feel me? I can just probably rest or whatever and get back right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the type of time I'm on. Like, I'm on. So after Denver, this is probably week 11, week 12. I think I sat 2 weeks. Ain't do nothing. Came back and played Baltimore. I was still feeling my foot. Not really, just out there. I think I had one catch, just a decoy, basically. I'm out there. Boom. And then we come out last game of the season, we play Buffalo. And I think I had one catch. And then I go deep or some shit. And I step on my foot wrong. And I'm like, bro, come get me, bro. Like, my shit fucked up. You feel me? Like, something wrong.
Yeah.
I'm watch my language, man.
Bro, you are good. Do what you gotta do.
Keep it authentic, AD. You home, baby. You home.
So, but I'm like, something going on with my foot, bro. Like, I know my body, right? So, boom. They give me some more MRIs, Same thing, midfoot sprain, right? So, we going into the playoffs now. We got a bye week because we had that bye week. Boom. So I'm sitting out there. We got the bye week. We come back and we play the Colts. The second round, I guess. We had the bye week. Boom. On play. We beat the Colts. That's when Deflategate and all that. I think that's when Deflategate and all that happened. We beat the Colts. Smoked the Colts, right? Boom. So the next week, going to the AFC Championship out in Denver, right? So we go to Denver. And I play. I come back and play, right? So I'm boom. I feel like I'm straight, you know what I'm saying? Right? I get back out there running on my shit through. I'm out there like, I don't even make it to the third quarter. I'm out there just limping on my joint. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, you feel me? Like something going on, right? So then we lose that game, losing the AFC Championship to Denver. Denver going on and winning. We lose the AFC Championship to Denver. Go home to Boston, bro. Literally 2-3 days later, I'm in a foot doctor's office, bro. They telling me my foot is broke. I'm like, bro, nah. I'm like, my joint literally, I'm asking the doc, I'm like, doc, so how long you think my foot been broke, right? And he's like, you can tell it's been broke for a while because you can see where it's trying to start healing on its own. Like it's bone marrow trying to start like healing it. So I'm hot, bro. I'm red hot, bro. And I'm like, yo, I could have had surgery months ago. And now, you know what I'm saying? Literally, they waited till after the season. I had surgery in March. So I had no off season going into year 2. This is none. I'm on my whole off season year 2. I'm on crutches in a boot, bro. The whole off season. So I'm like, that's when you have your biggest jump in the league is from that off season. just like in college, I'm a freshman year. That all season from my first to my second year, it was my biggest jump. So I didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? I literally didn't start running again until the season was about to start. So like July, the end of July is when I started just running again, like jogging. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they kind of just trashed me in that sense because it's like they just threw off my body, bro. I was wheeling around on a broken foot for 3-4 months. Week 10 is like November, bro. I ain't have surgery until March 10th. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's 4 months, broken foot. I'm in the boot this whole time. I come out here to Arizona after my surgery, the year after my surgery. I come out to Arizona, they kind of like looking at my body, like, bro, your body's so off. It was like, it's just from, like, my legs was like different lengths, but not obviously that far, but just from, I guess, from being on that boot and just walking up like that all the time. You know what I'm saying? They like, bro, your hips is all offline. I'm like, oh, like, I was literally in the boot 6 months, probably like 4 months on crutches for another 2.5, bro. It was crazy. It was crazy, though. People don't even know it was like that. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, it was like that, bro. Like, it was really like that. My jump was broke for months, bro. Months before they just kind of came out and was like, it's broke. Before they told me it was broke. So yeah, I kind of felt like I got a little hole in that situation. You know what I mean? I probably could have been a little smarter and got a second opinion and been a little bit more thorough. You feel me? But I think that's this experience we got to go through, man. You know what I mean? And I'm glad I kind of went through these situations, man, because I can always pass the game on, man. And that's what I'm on. Like, and that's why I feel like I went through so much stuff, so many just little situations, like behind the scenes situations, just like that I can just kind of guide these young guys through just some of these situations, man. Like, you know what I mean? Just not make the same mistake that I made, you know?
So still to this day, you ain't got no idea why they would have did that to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why they would have.
I mean, honestly, bro, I think, you know what I'm saying? They just, I mean, like I told you, I think at some point they knew what was wrong with me. I think I was just literally a decoy. I was just a decoy. I was just out there. They were going to use me as long as they could use me, right? He could play on it. If he gonna play on it, they probably like, if he gonna play on it, just let him play on it until, you know what I mean, the end of the season. He can just get surgery, then we can find somebody else, right? As soon as I had surgery this offseason, they knew I wouldn't be ready for the season. They signed my dog Gojo. You know what I mean? That's my man. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how they work. Right? We can always find somebody else. There's already somebody else that's ready to take their place. So like the league is literally a what can you do for me now type of league. Like if you can't do it now, they ain't sweating because they looking for the next person. You know what I mean? So like it's a business, right? And for me, that's where I kind of fell short. I didn't come in this thing looking at it like a business. I came into the league just strictly off of just the love for the game. I just love football. I love playing. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm like, I'm making a lot of money playing a game that I love to play. Like it's sweet for me, right? I ain't even thinking like in a business sense of anything, like nothing. You get what I'm saying? Like at all, right? That's one thing I would change about that is going to their league, knowing it's a business strictly. This is get your be about your money. Like so. If what I would have changed in that situation, I'd have been like, how competitive I am, being like, if I can play, I can play, right? I would have been like, man, I ain't healthy, I ain't playing because this probably can affect me, my money in the long run. I need to get it. Let me sit back. Let me have surgery now. Let me find out my foot is broken now, have surgery, and be ready for the off season. But I'm being a rookie. Let me tough it out and play and show everybody how tough I am. But fuck up my bread. You know what I'm saying? Self, like I told you, selfish, bro. When you get to that level, you got to be about your family and your chicken. Period. You gotta have some Marshawn Lynch said, stack your chicken and use them. Don't let them use you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm telling some guys. Like, man, like get that bread and walk away on your own terms, man. Don't walk away out of that league all crippled up and bang and walk away when you need to walk away. Make the chicken that you need to make. And get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care because they making money. And that's what's sad about us in the NFL is like they don't understand. I feel like a lot of us don't understand. Without us, there is no NFL. Without us, they ain't making no money, right? So this is what got me. This is what really got me. When I start really realizing like there was one person that signs all of our check, that's what got me.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I'm thinking we make a lot of money. But there's one dude in particular that signed Tom Brady's check, that signed my check, that signed Grunk's check, that signed Vince Wilfork's check, that signed Gerard Mayo's check. Nigga, you know how many M's that is you put together? How much money are you making? You know what I'm saying? They sitting up there slapping hands while we out there putting our body on the line. They making, you feel me? Millions and millions and millions and millions. You feel me? Hundreds of millions, billions.
Yeah, billions.
Off the backs of
quadrillions.
If the players were to say, we not playing, we done, what would they do? But we ain't gonna do that. You're gonna be think about like, and that's why the NBA, that's why they contracts are guaranteed and they are getting the super bag, super bag in the NBA. Everybody getting the super bag in the NBA.
Cause they go on a lockout quick.
They gonna unify and be like, but we won't play. We'll sit here, you feel me? And that's why the NBA is how it is. But NFL, I feel like a lot of we just thirsty. We thirsty for the money. I feel like the NFL lifestyle is different. It's different. I feel like guys is out here living check to check, literally like getting a check. All right, we getting 50,000 right now, and in 2 weeks you better get another 50 racks. They ain't thinking about that. They ain't thinking about, oh man, I'm one play away from being done, from being season, a career-ending injury. One play away from that. You know what I'm saying? Thinking about that, you're getting 50 racks for 2 weeks. What's somebody gonna tell you? I'm about to get 50 racks next week. You tripping? You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go blow this bag real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you don't think about it like, I'm only getting paid 6 months out of the year. Once the season over, you ain't getting paid no more unless you in a great marketing space where you getting a whole bunch of marketing deals. But other than that, you getting paid 6 months out of the year. So what you doing for the rest of the 6 months? Still blowing your bag, not saving nothing. Still blowing. You're probably blowing more of your bag in the off season because you ain't spending no money during the season. When I play, I ain't really spend no money during the season because I ate over there. I ate at the facility 3 times a day. I ain't spending money on food. So I'm really spending money on whatever, my shoes. That's really what I spend money on, bro. I was gonna spend money on shoes and clothes, right? During the season, like, not really, you know what I'm saying? And then the off season, that's when you gonna start traveling. You gonna start going, you feel me? You gonna start doing this. You gonna start partying every weekend, every day. You know what I'm saying? And you're not even realizing the bread you're spending. Like, you just spending that shit.
Table every weekend.
Every weekend you out there. You feel me? Bro, jumping on a plane. I'm going to Vegas this weekend. I'm going to LA after that. I'm going to Miami the weekend after that. They be on tour. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then, because I know in the next 6 months, whenever the season come back in, I'm back in the bag. But it's like, everybody can't depend on that. Everybody can't live like that because it's just different levels to it's levels to the league too, right? It's certain people that got a certain type of bread, like you going to it as a rookie, right? As if you coming in as a rookie, and a rookie go first round, and then that same another rookie go 5th round. That's 2 totally different bags. Y'all can still hear me?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's 2 totally different bags, right? But you might have the 5th round rookie trying to keep up with that 1st round rookie, like money wise, can't do it.
Can't do it. It ain't gonna happen.
You gonna get ran, bro, because you don't got the team he got. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, man, it's just
like you said, some of them can recover. You know, like whatchamacallit, Jalen Ramsey did an interview not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he just said exactly what you just said, bro. He said that first off season, like, you know, he was running through the bag. He was like, you know, luckily he could recover. You know what I'm saying? But he was saying like nothing was coming in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was just running through it.
It be like that, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy because most of us, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean by us. We're not coming from no money. We're not coming from that. We don't know what it's like to even have no bread. You know what I'm saying? So when you get it, it's like, it's either you're gonna be 1 or 2 ways. Either you're gonna get it and you're gonna be like, all right, I'm cool. Like when I first got my bread, I'm gonna be honest. I ain't do nothing outlandish, bro. Like I got my bread and was really like literally my first year, I ain't spend no bread. Literally, I spent my money on this one. I spent money on shoes. Like, so I wasn't really spending a crazy bag at all. You know what I'm saying? I was literally this is crazy. I had an allowance, bro. I put myself on an allowance a month. So I had my money going into a direct deposit. All my checks are going into a direct deposit. I was taking $2,500 a month. That could be a lot, right? With the money I was making, I'm only taking $2,500 of my money to spend a month. That's it.
That's really not a lot of money though. For real.
Yeah. That's discipline.
That's it. $2,500 a month, bro. So, and I wasn't even spending all of that.
Hey, then you bought that truck when you got drafted too, though. I remember that.
I bought a Nissan Armada, bro. You feel me? It's not like I went to go buy a Range or
Yeah.
$120,000 joint. You feel me? I bought the Nissan Armada. You feel me? I got my Escalade. I got my Lady now. I got my Escalade now. You know what I'm saying? But before it, I wanted a wagon. I wanted a G-Wagon coming out, right? You feel me? But I got to give credit to my pops too, just being like, you just be smart. Just be a little bit smarter with your money. You know what I'm saying? I wish I would have been a little bit more business oriented, but you like just be smart with your money. You know what I'm saying? Just like, you don't gotta go wait till your second contract to go get the what you want. Now you can go get what you want. You know what I'm saying? But you got there. Now make sure you're gonna stay there before you go blow the bag. You know what I'm saying? Make sure your bag is where it's at, and then you like, all right, if I go blow this bag, I ain't gonna be hurt. You know what I'm saying? I can go blow this bag now, and then in a couple of years, I'm like, damn, why I blow that bag? I ain't even get to my next bag. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't get to that next bag. A lot of people don't get to that super bag where you just like, all right, after football, I don't gotta do nothing. If I don't want to lift my finger, I can put my feet up, and I got enough money where I'm good for the rest of my life. My family good for the rest of my life. It's guys that's got it like that, but a lot of guys ain't gonna be like that. Because a lot of guys getting out the league, you 35. That's if you play over 10 years. A lot of guys coming out the league 27, 26 with 60 more years to live. What you want to do?
Not for long.
You know what I'm saying? Not for long. That's what it stands for, NFL. So I hope you save some of that chicken, some of that 50 racks that you was making every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But a lot of guys not thinking. They're not thinking past next week. They're not thinking past tomorrow. Which I get. You're supposed to live in the moment and you're supposed to enjoy where you are, but you always got to know what can happen. Anything can happen, right? Did I expect to be at the league in 5.5 years? And that's great. And like I said, I got to think about it because I got to be grateful. I beat the odds by another 2.5, 3 years, right? But did I expect to be out the league in 5.5, 5 years? Nah, bro. I honestly felt like I feel like I was gonna be, God forbid, I thought I was gonna be in the league for a minute. To be honest, I feel like that's what I felt like. I didn't feel like that it was gonna be cut short, right? To me, I didn't think that just because I wasn't thinking about all this. I was about what I'm doing right now, even me just enjoying the time. But I feel like we always got to just be cognizant of what can happen. Because the NFL is not guaranteed. It's 100% injury rate. So you're gonna get hurt. Or just win. What you gonna hurt? Is it gonna be significant? Is it a season? What kind of injury is it?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what like I said, to be these guys, DeAndre Hopkins of the NFL, to be Julio Jones, these guys. Not only do you have to be elite, right? You gotta have talent, right? You gotta have the mental, but you gotta have just favor, period.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You gotta have favor. You gotta have favor that you're gonna get injured, that you don't get injured at the wrong time, that you don't have serious injury, right? It's just a lot of favor that gotta come into it, right? So it's a lot of things that gotta come into play to
sustain.
Yeah, it's a lot of things that gotta come into play. A whole lot.
Word.
Hey, you just dropped so many gems, man. And personally, you taught me something new. I didn't know that the bag stopped after the season. You know what I'm saying? I thought those checks was coming in every month.
No, sir.
Man, that
you get paid as you play.
So those game checks is literally
Game checks.
Game checks, yeah.
Literally. You feel me? Y'all not here. Y'all not spending y'all's time here. It's the off season. We ain't paying y'all, and that's why it's crazy. You get that crazy bag in 6 months. You know what I'm saying? You see how fast you getting that most money I've ever made in my life so fast. It's like, yo, you feel me? And it was crazy. It's like I wish I was more money and business oriented. Like I told you, I wasn't even looking at I just knew I was making a lot of money. I wasn't even like I told you, I had a direct deposit, so I wasn't even like I would go to my mailbox in the facility, and I would have 6 or 7 game checks in there. but I know my money is getting deposited into my big account, but I ain't even want to go look at it. Like, you feel me? I was sick the first time I opened one of my checks and I seen the taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at like, yo, what are they? They're taking, bro, half of my bread, dog.
Oh my God.
Like, and you sitting there like, just scratching your head. Like, I'm like, bro, it's crazy. But like, I wasn't even as money oriented, bro. Like, I wish, like I told you, I just knew I was making a lot of money. I was really in it for the game. Like, I played football because I love football. Like, people be like, bro, you was crazy as hell for not even thinking about it. But I just played football because I wanted to play football. I knew I could make a lot of money doing it, right? But I ain't care about like the fame. I ain't care about none of that. You feel me? Like, if I could have played football and nobody knew who I was, which I was cool with that. Like, I was cool with like going somewhere and just, you can't even do nothing without somebody being like, yo, can I da-da-da? You feel me? I ain't even like that. I don't care about that. Like, I just wanted to play ball, bro. That's what I was on. Like, the money was icing on the cake. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I wish I could have flipped that switch different, because once I got to the point where I was trying to make it about money towards the end of my career, once I was going through all these injuries and stuff, and the love was fading away because I was going through all these injuries and I couldn't play, and I feel like I was going through shit in New England that was just out of my control, like just not really messing with certain people and not being able to get in the position that I wanted. I just felt like, I don't even know how I'm trying to say it. Like, just being in those situations, I felt like, well, towards the end of my career, I'm saying, damn, bro, I don't lost my train of thought. Towards the end of my career, I try to flip that switch and make it about money, right? Mm-hmm. And because I told you, like, the love of the game started fading away. I thought I was going through all these things, all this adversity I was going through, and it was making my love for the game fade. So then I was trying to make it about, all right, let's make it about the ticket. Let's make it about money now. You know what I'm saying? And when I tried to do that, it changed everything. Like, it changed everything, right? And it was like, I started thinking like, yo, I don't care. They're gonna have to kick me out the league. I don't care. I'm the last guy on the roster. I don't care if I'm the bench warmer. I'm on here being a cheerleader, not playing special teams. I'm gonna make this chicken.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't be satisfied with that. I just couldn't. I couldn't, right? And like, after I was going through all those injuries and stuff, I'm like, let me just hang it up, dog. Because I'm like, I just couldn't disrespect the game, I guess, like that. After I start losing the love for it, I just couldn't disrespect it and just keep playing the game, not being wholeheartedly into it. Like, I just couldn't do it. And guys might be able to do that. Like, I can't speak for everybody. So some guys might be able to be like, I'm just gonna get the chicken and make it about the bread. I couldn't do it, and I think it's because I just relied on love of football for so long, trying to switch it like that and making it more about money. It just destroyed everything about it. And that's why I say I wish I was a little bit more business minded and business oriented going into it. Even if in your off season, guys is going into the league, right? I know what's his name? Dorian Etheridge. What's his name?
Yeah.
Dorian.
Dorian.
I haven't reached out.
Falcons.
Right. If he watched this, right? Just even if you make the team, you go into your first off season, try to do something business oriented. Go do like an internship somewhere. Do like start a business. Don't have all your eggs in one basket, right? You feel me? Spread your eggs out. So if stuff does go hard in the NFL, what it is, adversity starts to set in. It's not like you lose everything, right? It's not like, you could still grind it out and still work out through these things and still be building your career through networking. Leverage the NFL is basically what I'm trying to say. Leverage the NFL. Don't sit there and let the NFL use you, and then once you leave, it's like,
you ain't got nothing to show for it.
I didn't leverage the NFL like I should have. I didn't leverage my fan base like I should have. I didn't start my business while I was in the NFL, while I was getting the bulk of my money. You know what I'm saying? While I was there, right? And it will just help you. It will help the process of if things do start to get shaky with the NFL. If you do have to start bouncing around teams, because nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to start bouncing around teams. You here and then you get cut, and 2 days later you in Miami, you get cut. 2 days later you in LA, and then you there for 3 weeks and you get cut again. Now you in Minnesota, and you there for 4 weeks and you get cut again. Now you in Houston. Like, no one wants to do that. Like, that's the shit. That's the worst part of it all, is just being just having to flop around. It's like you don't got no stability anywhere. Like, where can I put my roots down and stick my roots in? You know what I'm saying? And where can I just be at? You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of guys having to go through that. It's just tough, right? So like, I feel like if you have other avenues that you're working on, I'm not saying that you got to be full-fledged into it like you are in football, but just other avenues that you're working on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish that sometimes I'm in real estate now, right? Crazy that I end up getting into real estate because I'm like, y'all could have, if I would have bought me a house when I first went to New England, I didn't buy a house, I rented, right? Which is cool. I didn't know if I wanted to live there, right? And that's what my parents were telling me too, like, you don't know if you want to live there, right? But it just it didn't make sense because I was up there for 4 years. I should have bought a house, right? I had the money to do it. I bought me a house. Boom, now that whenever I left, I could still be renting a house out there to one of the players in New England. Still to be there. And what's crazy is I end up getting into real estate anyway. So I'm like, that could have just been my first introduction to real estate. Not, you feel what I'm saying? How many years ago? When I came into the league, 2013, 8 years ago, right? I'll be in year 9 right now. So 8 years ago, what could have been my first introduction to being into real estate. But instead, I didn't jump into real estate until after I stopped playing, which is cool. But I'm just thinking about in hindsight, like you said, hindsight is 2020. But I just think about the situations like, y'all should have bought me a house because that could have been my route into real estate right there and just had me just different. Now I'm finding ways to make money, to start making money outside the NFL, right? And just starting to, all right, so if stuff started getting shaky, it's not like I'm like, what am I going to do? Oh, I'm doing this real estate stuff, or I got some type of other business, or you got something else to help you sustain. So it's not like all the pressure is there, right? So like, I feel like, man, that's some big advice I can tell any of the guys coming up is be locked in. So don't take this wrong. Don't be locked into the game, obviously, because you got to be a professional. You got to be disciplined to get to that elite level, but also just be business oriented, right? Leverage the NFL, like I was saying. That's the shortest way I can say it. Leverage the NFL. Don't let the NFL leverage you.
Nah, 100%, man. That's real big, bro. And you just touched on it. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you touching on it. So, you know, I do want to ask, you know what I mean? Like, what led to your decision to end your playing career in the NFL? You just touched on it and mentioned the injuries. You know, I'd heard through the grapevine, you know, just being honest, you know, you my brother, you know what I mean? I'd heard that they wanted you to switch positions and you weren't willing to. So you wanted to stop playing, you know what I mean? So I know you hear, you know what I mean? Like, you hear all types of different stories, right? So can you just educate our listeners on, you know, what led to your decision to stop playing? Because ultimately, it seems as if it was your decision.
Yeah, ultimately, I mean, to go into a tad bit of detail, I mean, obviously I went through all types of injuries, right? So in New England, obviously I broke my foot, boom. Second year, season the injury, hamstring, tore my hamstring, second year. Year 3, grade 3 high ankle sprain, right? So, I mean, basically 2 years after I broke my foot, I had season-ending injuries, basically. For those season-ending injuries were later in the season, like later on in the season. At the beginning of those seasons, I wasn't really getting no time, right? It was like I was getting played like this, like I was. So it would be. How can I explain this? So when you in a game plan, like when you're going through practice, you're gonna know you're in the game plan or you're not in the game plan. You're gonna know, right? So I was going through times like I'm in the game plan all week, and it comes down to like the day before the game, Saturday, then it's like you're not playing today, like you just a healthy scratch, like you're just not playing, right? It was like coming to the point where they were just like not playing me, like literally just getting to the point where it's like you're not playing today, like so. I mean, it was getting to the point where I'm coming into the locker room like just not even. I know I'm not playing today. I'm just waiting for them to come to me. I'm a healthy scratch, and they coming like, "Come tap, you're not playing today." And like, and it was just going through a lot of that stuff, just being on that type of vibe with them, and then me being like, "All right, now that I can't play, all right, boom, so let me come watch the game." So we couldn't watch the game on the field. We had to go up in the box to watch the game, right? So what I'm saying, I just started going home, right? It just started our disconnect, you know what I'm saying? Like us and it just started getting weird, man. Like it just started getting weird. I don't even really know how to explain it. And it's crazy because I can't even I can't even pinpoint it and tell you what it was. It just got to the point where we was talking about stuff non-football related. They was asking me why I was wearing my hoodie so much in the building, why I was hanging around with certain players on the team, like certain defensive players. Like
I remember reading about that. Yeah,
bro, like they asking me a whole bunch of just weirdo type of like just, and I'm like, what does all that matter? Like we all on the same squad anyway, and it's not like I'm picking and choosing who I'm being cool with. We on a team full of 60 people. I'm cool with everybody. I don't got a problem with nobody on the squad. But obviously, you just gonna click with who you click with. Like that's just off whatever it is, y'all's past experiences, whatever y'all been through y'all's life that made y'all click. That's just what it is, right? It's not like I'm picking and choosing. Like I went up there and was like, oh, I'm on a team with Gronk. I want to be cool with Gronkowski because he's Robert Gronkowski. You know what I'm saying? No, right. Rob is cool. Rob is a cool dude, man. You feel me? I never had a problem with nothing. But me and Rob really ain't kicked it outside of football, which is cool too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't nothing wrong with that. Just, you feel me? Like, you just vibe with who you vibe with, right? It ain't no harm in that. But they was making it seem like I was just on some other type of vibe. Like I was getting it. You know, they just made me seem like I was some rebel, bro. They made it seem like that. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all remember when this article, a whole bunch of articles came out said I was getting into it with my coaches and da-da-da-da. That's why I'm not playing. And he's
Coach McDaniel. Yeah,
Coach McDaniel just texted me yesterday, 2 days ago. He just texted me and was like, asking me how I was doing and make sure I was straight. And what's crazy is like, so I've been a part of like media manipulation, bro. Like, bro, literally never happened. And you haven't been on the squad with me before. You ain't never heard me just bad, like just come out of pocket with a coach. Like if a coach say something to me and I feel like I'm gonna say something, I'm just gonna bite my tongue and just keep it pushing. Like I ain't even gonna like get into that. You know what I mean? That ain't me. So right. All these articles come out, you feel me? It's people in the league hitting me up and other officers like, you need to take care of that. Like I don't know what's going on. I'm like, I don't even know where this is coming from. This shit really just coming out of nowhere. I'm like, I think the media really just trying to figure out why I'm not playing, right? Because I'm not playing, so everybody's like, all the fans is like, oh, he doesn't know his playbook and just trying to make up excuses of why I wasn't playing, and none of that was the case. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was one of the only receivers up there that could play every position, right? X, Y, and Z, and F, right? I could play every receiver position up there, right? So, like, they was really just grasping at straws while I wasn't playing. And I think ultimately just going through all that just BS and just trying to, like, just play that game with them and to not knowing what's going on. You feel me? Them just giving me running around antics. I'm wearing my hoodie too much in the building. I'm doing this, doing that. And then going through all my injuries that I went through, I think that just ultimately was like, and then I started losing the love for the game. I just thought ultimately that was just time for me to give it up. Like, you know what I mean? It was time. My headspace was like, I got to the point where I just started questioning, like, do I want to play anymore? So once I got there, I knew it was like, you know what I mean? Like I never thought, like I never once was like, do I want to keep playing? Like, so once I got there, I knew it was time for me to just go ahead and chill out. Because when you play football, I feel like you need to be in that mind space of I'm playing, right? Because I feel like when you're not there 100%, that's when you start getting hurt. Like just,
bad things happen.
Yeah, like you feel me? Just I feel like this. Yeah, you don't need to play around with football like that. If you ain't trying to play in that game, you don't need to play. Right. So once I start having those type of thoughts that I never had, like, are you trying to go through that some? Are you trying to da-da-da? And I was like, I just had to take a sit back and like, all right, let me just chill out for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like I miss it. I mean, I miss it to death. You know what I'm saying? I think I never will. I don't think I'll ever stop missing it. But I think, man, just going through that, what I went through in New England, which was like, I think it was like a whole bunch of BS, and I think they try to micromanage me a lot. I think it taught me that I never want to let someone have control over just what I got going on like that. And I think that's when I went, after I stopped playing, I jumped into the entrepreneurship and real estate and trading, you know what I'm saying? All this self-made type of stuff that I really don't have to deal with somebody being over top of me and telling me or controlling what I'm doing, right? And I think that's kind of what pushed me away from all that, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, that's what ultimately got me to stop playing, just me losing love for the game, me going through certain different situations, injuries, kind of just hand to hand, all those put together, just a mix of it. I mean, it's time for me to give it up. I started having a little different thoughts about the game, so I was like, let me just chill. So that's what I decided, man, and I stood on it.
Yeah, man. I just want to say, behalf of everybody from the city, man, you know what I'm saying? You showed us that it's possible. You know what I'm saying? Like legit. Like I remember, bro, you in high school, like you not like, shout out to Fam, shout out to Dunn, you know what I'm saying? Like we pop off, Malik, we pop off, you know what I'm saying? You chilling before the game now. You got a calm peace to yourself, you know what I mean? You chilling, really locking in, you know what I'm saying? I don't know rah type of time. You're not joking around on the bus. You're not, you know what I mean, playing little games, immature games, like you legit locked in, you know what I'm saying? So I say that to say, to our youngins out there, our listeners, you know what I'm saying? He showed it's possible. He gave the city hope, you know what I mean? And I admire that and I respect that so much, you know what I mean? He showed that you could be serious about your craft. You don't have to go out all the time. You don't have to have all the girls all the time. You don't have to do everything that everyone else is doing. If you really have an end goal, work towards that end goal and, decide what sacrifices you're willing to make and go after it, man. So, I appreciate that answer, but I just wanted to give you the platform so you can clear the air, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people think, just real quick, you know what I'm saying? For those that don't know, word came out years ago that he cussed out the offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots, Josh McDaniels. And I always knew that wasn't true. That don't even sound like you, bro. You know what I mean? But it was reported through the media and just kept getting recycled. And, word got back to us back home. And I'm just like, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, and what you said, that makes sense. It was just the national media trying to figure out why he's not playing. You know what I'm saying? So, thank you for clearing that up.
And just to piggyback off of what Kay said, I don't think there's ever been a time where you've been able to kind of express yourself like as a whole, you know what I'm saying, outside of you, maybe, side conversations that you may have with people from back home. But like, I don't think anybody from back home got to hear this story, you know what I'm saying? So super, super grateful that you took the chance and got on this interview with us, because I learned a lot too. Like, even, you know what I'm saying, we talk often, I would say, you know what I'm saying, there's some things I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you for real.
You know me, like I don't really do nothing for like attention or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if I wanted to go out there, I feel like I could write a book with all the stuff that I went through up in New England. I feel like I could really write a book for real. I can go there and tell about it and really like damn the league like that and give people a different side of what we go through on my perspective, right? It ain't all. Because I know a lot of people like, y'all make so much money, just shut up and you making millions of dollars to play a game, like, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think people understand like the end, you know what I'm saying? People don't understand how hard it is, you know what I'm saying? How much that comes with that, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot that comes with it. So like for me, it's just like going through all that, man. It just, like I told you, I feel like I can definitely write a book, man. But I don't go for the attention, right? So I could go out there and just be blast and da. Oh, me and so when I say we had conversations about me having my hoodie on the building, right? Like, what the fuck does that even matter? What does it matter if I'm wearing a hoodie? We all got our hoodie on to the building. What they asking me? Why are you on your phone so much when you at your locker? Like, I'm like, bro, what are we talking about? Like, what are we talking about, literally, right? So like for them to be asking me this, like, I could be specific and tell you who was talking to me about this stuff, right? But I'm not even trying to do all that and get into the just, you know me, I'm me, bro. Like, and I don't, like, it happened, bro. But I ain't trying to, like, at this point, I'm just not trying to go out there and just sound like some just bitter old player that shit ain't going my way, right? You know what I mean? Like, that, bro. Yeah. At the same time, it's some shit that happened, right? You know what I mean? I ain't gonna go, you feel me? I tell y'all, obviously, you feel me? Y'all my family, so we on here, we just having a conversation. Obviously, I know it's a podcast or whatever, but you know what I mean? Y'all my family, y'all want to add, I'm gonna tell y'all. That's why I was like, I told okay, like, if there anything I'm like, bro, you can shoot whatever. Any question I want to ask you, I'm gonna answer. I'm gonna keep it 100. But like, I ain't go out there and just be like, let me talk about this and try to like ruin somebody's reputation or whatever. But this is just what happened. You know what I'm saying? I can only go off of what happened. It wasn't like when I was in Lincoln. It's not like we talked about, oh, you need to work harder, or you need to be a better player. Literally, we talked about stuff that had nothing to do with football, nothing. So I'm like, me, I feel like I was just getting played with. You know what I mean? Played with because I don't even know what to say. If I wasn't as
like kind of what we talked about before, like even in the recruiting process, it's like some people just have not necessarily the favorite, but they got the hype around them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and
I honestly think it was because I ain't really falling, like kind of like falling line. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think running behind like some of the guys that they wanted me to run behind. You know what I'm saying? I think they wanted me to chill with the players that they felt like I should be kicking it with. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? And it's not like none of us was like, it's not like I'm out here chilling with some dudes on a block or something. Like I'm going back to the block in Boston and being like, I'm just kicking it. Like, you feel me? I'm kicking it with the guys that's be around 24/7. You know what I'm saying? My guy was Chandler Jones, who played for the Cardinals. My guys was Jamie Collins, who linebacker with Detroit Lions, right? These was my guys, where I still talk to this day, right now. Ain't played in years, and I can still call these guys right now, and I know they got me. You know what I'm saying? These who I was playing with. So it was like, I was asking me like who I was picking. It just didn't make no sense, and it almost felt like it was just kind of just talking about just bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So like, it just threw me off. Like, what are we talking about? I feel like I was getting micromanaged for no reason. Like, you know, like nothing to do with football, but everything to do with everything else. Like, you know, like I'm out here just being some type of troublemaker. Like, oh, you out here doing this? We hearing about you doing none of that. And y'all know I don't even move like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even move like that. You know, I'm chilling. I'm low key. I'm kicking it. I ain't even really out like that.
You've always been like, you know, a humble dude.
I've always been that way. I never, bro, Dre, come on, man. I've always been the same. Even when I've always been the same, I've never been no different. So like, it was just crazy for me, man. That whole situation up there was crazy. But yeah, man, I love to clear it up whenever somebody asks. I mean, I'm not just gonna go out there and just start talking about it. Like, if you want to know, they can ask me. I kick it to them. But I mean, it is what it is. I ain't really tripping about what everybody thinks. Everybody don't know what they're talking about.
Facts.
Nah, that's real though. I know, you know, it is a lot of people that, you know, they just make up stories and narratives about you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people might think you bitter or some, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I clear it up whenever, like, you know what I'm saying? Just like, it's like y'all asking me, I'm just kind of clearing the air. So whoever do watch this is going to just know what it is, you know what I mean? Like, that it ain't whatever they thought it was, or it is whatever they thought it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This one's about to get a whole bunch of views. This one, this one, that's it.
You know, yeah, for sure. Hey, bro, you know, like I told you on the phone, you know, again, I don't mean to come off or even remotely sound redundant, but big bro, you know, like I told you from the door, you always show love. You ain't have to kick it with me. I was in elementary school, bro. You was in middle school. You know what I'm saying? Like from then on, bro, you always show love. You know what I mean? I just see how, you know, Dana has love for you, you know what I'm saying? And just different people we around, you know what I mean? Like I just really appreciate just the humility that you show and how you just stay down to earth, you know what I'm saying? I just respect that, and I know it's due in large part to your faith and your parents and your upbringing. I just want to tell you, like, man, like, you know, I appreciate you. You know, you a real stand-up dude. You know what I'm saying? You could just tell. I'm not just saying this because, you know, you on our platform. Like, you could tell you're not bitter. You know what I'm saying? You could tell, you know, you went through that chapter in your life. You know what I'm saying? You came to a realization. You know what I'm saying? All right, now it's on to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people would be bitter. A lot of people, you know, wouldn't know what to do, but you know what I mean? You stayed 10 toes down and you figured it out. You know what I mean? You know, I'm happy for you, man. Proud of you, brother. Real talk.
It was definitely a process to go through that again, man. Like, it ain't just happen overnight. Cause at the beginning, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was mad. I was bitter. I was mad at first. Like I told you, I was mad at first. I ain't gonna lie. I couldn't understand it. I just didn't understand what happened.
Right.
Where I went wrong. I was trying to take accountability. I was trying to figure out where I went wrong. Right. That's what I was really trying to figure out. Like, where did I go wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like, what did I do wrong up there? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I feel like we all look back and can do things different, right? You know what I mean? I feel like I might have been a little bit like, when I think about me and Tom, right? I think about me and Tom's situation. I think we were just kind of, our disconnect came from me being 21 and him being 36. Him being married with kids, me being basically single, being a 21-year-old single guy coming into the NFL, right? I think our lives was just totally different, right? And I think that we just didn't relate to so much off the field, right? That I think that ultimately drug
translated, to the field.
Right? Exactly, right? Because I look at it now, I look at Tom, right? And Tom like all on Instagram and like putting all these videos on Instagram, commenting on Instagram, and he just hit now. Where when I first came into the league, I feel like the league was getting really young, like really, really young. Social media was getting real popping, like, you know what I'm saying? I think the whole marketing idea was just changing, right in front of us. And I think that just moved. The Patriots always are older organization, not older. They always got a lot of vets on their team, right? The Patriots always been a vet organization. In my rookie year, but we have 14 rookies playing.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So the league was literally just getting younger and younger by the year. We were just getting younger. And I think that was a change for Tom too, because Tom was used to having so many older vets in the locker room. So now we all young and just built on a different type of energy. We just different, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think, like me, I gave Tom like super respect. Like I was almost like calling him sir at first. Like I was that overwhelmed. Like, oh, this is Tom Brady. Like I'm in a huddle, just catching myself staring at him. Like he just said to play. I ain't even here to play. I'm just staring at him. Like I caught myself being like that, right? And then obviously that wore off, right? And we all just people at the end of the day. I just think that how we just didn't hit it off in like our just natural relationship. I think that just kind of like drove like a kind of wedge in between it, because now it's not like I was like running behind him like I want to be like his best friend type of, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. Just all on him because he's Tom deal. Which, if I think about it, maybe I should have been like maybe I should have kissed a little more ass. I might have got to play a little bit more, or I got the ball a little bit more if I would have just played the game a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
I just wasn't on that, man. Like I just didn't want it. Like,
yeah.
People tell me that all the time, like, bro, you was tripping, but like that's Tom Brady. And I'm like, bro, no, bro. Like I'm thinking about it.
That's
now,
what I'm saying. I'm like, damn, we literally sitting here talking about Tom Brady, like who is,
like,
yeah.
I'm like, damn, maybe I am tripping. Like I should have been like more like just, you know what I mean? But it just wasn't in my character. I never been that way. Like I never been like, just because of who you are, let me be like, just let me treat you different. You know what I'm saying? Let me be like, you feel me? Like, all right, we just like, and it's not like it's not like I'm saying it's like I had a problem with bro, because I didn't. Like, you feel me? Like, I didn't at all. Like, it was just like I told you, I was going to his bodyguard, right? This situation like this, I'm going to his bodyguard. And I'm like, he kind of knows, like, it's like a weird situation there. And I'm kind of like, he telling me like, you need to go to him like serious, and you need to call him Tom, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I give everybody a nickname, right? So usually when I used to call him 12, I used to call him Tommy. I used to call him like just whatever came to my top of the head at the time. That's what I'm calling him. You feel me? But that's who I call all everybody I know. I'm calling you by a nickname. I'm not probably calling you by your government name.
Right.
I ain't calling none of y'all by y'all's government name. You heard that, right? That's it. So, and that just let y'all know that I got some love for y'all, right? If I ain't know you, I might call you by your government, like, or whatever your name is, right? But like, I feel like if I know you, bro, I'm gonna call you like whatever, right? But his bodyguard telling me go to him and call him Tom, and I'm like, I just felt it just made it weird, bro. It just made it, I can't really be myself. Like I can't just be me, bro. And like, if you make me feel like I can't be me, bro, I can't get with you. Like I can't rock with you, bro. I can't. Because I'm trying to be myself. I'm trying to be as authentic as I'm trying to be myself. If I can't be myself around you, then what? I don't need to be around you.
That's a big part of mental health right there, bro. You want to be able to be yourself at all times. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to.
It's not like I was doing anything other than I wasn't doing anything, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crazy. Like this example, like he got Instagram now. When he had Instagram back in the day, his shit was private, so nobody even knew he had an Instagram.
Yeah.
So it was like he talking about like is this all the things that we just the problems. It was like it just seemed like he kind of made that shift to that younger generation. I feel like it was a process for him. Like now that I'm looking back at hindsight, I think it was just a process for him to endure that younger generation, right? Because the league is super young now. it's changing. It's super young. He's 40 something now. I think he was 36 when I came into the league. So it's like the league is just getting younger and younger.
Yeah.
So I think he's just transforming to that, right? I think he's transforming to that. If you go follow his Instagram, he's shouting guys out where the stuff we was doing years ago. We posting each other on Instagram and taking pictures of, like, you know what I'm saying? I'll follow my dog. We doing all this years ago when Instagram first came out.
Right.
I think he was almost like, we own that too much. Like, we own this is taking too much. You know what I'm saying? But now Instagram is what it is.
Yeah.
Pictures of each other, posting their stuff. It was just new. So I feel like that whole just transition was just, it was just different.
Word. And kind of to piggyback off Kay, maybe we can make this just like a new section in the podcast, giving you your roses, just to tell my story or my perspective of who you are to me. When my brother passed away, my big brother passed away, he was one of the first people to reach out to me, and you could just tell, like, it was just genuine love. Like, you like, I got you, whatever you need, like, please let me know, whatever the case may be. And it wasn't just through Instagram, you know, you hit my phone, like, Drew, you good? You know what I'm saying? Your family good, whatever the case may be. And you was actually going to be a pallbearer, but you had to do a workout or something like that. So just, you know, like I said, you're a real one. And I appreciate you. I love you so much. And like Kay said, we proud of you, man.
Hey, Dre, I appreciate that a lot, man, for real. Like, I know that was a tough time for you. It still is. I mean, I know that shit is still fresh, to be honest. Like, that whole just, I mean, when I just think about all that, man, I just think about just everybody, you know what I'm saying? I think about Bro, I think about Tyler, I think about Blake, I think about Richard, I think about all these guys, you feel me? That, like, I'm like, bro, like, I know these guys from, like, this is sandbox, you feel me? Like, I look back at me and Dre when we was on the that B team championship team.
I'm yeah.
He was 10 years old, and I'm like, bro, I'm like, that shit just crazy just to think, you know what I'm saying? Just like where life has gone from then, you know what I'm saying? All the just, you know what I'm saying? Just, yeah, bro, it's tough, man. I appreciate you, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you a strong girl, man. You already know you family to me, you know what I'm saying? Like I told you before, you already know I got you or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Keep your head up in that situation, man. I mean, I know that's tough, and it's gonna be tough, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I appreciate you, fam. Real talk. That's it.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. You know, a lot of people, they speak glowingly of you, bro. I'm telling you, for real. Like, I'm not no Dunbar dude, you know what I'm saying? I came around a little later, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to the bottom and stuff, you know, but everybody speaks glowingly about you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like, you know, my first time really interacting with you, you know what I'm saying, you was in the league, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sitting at, you know, I think we was at Miss Mildred's house or something like that. We eating dinner, you know what I'm saying? And you include me in the conversation. You ask me opinions and stuff about what I think and stuff. And it's like, bro, like, you know, bro, super cool. He's super humble, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, people appreciate that for sure, bro, you know? So yeah, bro, everybody proud of you, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Kay said, you gave us something, you know what I'm saying? You giving the youngins something, you know what I'm saying, to look up to, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, just, you know, appreciate you coming on and rocking with us, fam, for sure.
I already know, bro. I appreciate it, fam. I just try to stay myself, dog. That's one thing I always just try to just keep it on my heart, bro. Just don't switch up. Just stay yourself, man. Because I know, I mean, going through a lot of stuff in life, I mean, it can kind of deter you from who you are. So you know, try to figure out who you are. And just, you know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff that happens. You know, you don't know what. I gonna throw a curveball at you, like I told you earlier, man. So like for me, I just try to stay grounded, man. Try to take everything and stay solid with it, man, and go through it and just stay on top, man, for sure. So I appreciate you, bro. Real talk.
Yeah.
Hey, what you got?
And I don't have anything else, man. You know, I don't want to take up too much of your time, brother. You know what I'm saying? I know we cutting into your afternoon now, but I do want to put in your ear, you know, and it just dawned on me that we definitely got to have like a reunion show, AD, you know what I mean, with some of our championship teams, our high school teams, just with, you know, you just spoke on some of the losses we took. You know what I mean? We've lost a few of our teammates, unfortunately, and our head coach, unfortunately, rest in peace. Yesterday was Coach Mess's birthday, matter of fact. So, you know, this won't be the last time y'all hear from A. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, with that said, you know, again, we appreciate you. We love you. We proud of you. And thank you for joining the network podcast, man. It's a wrap.
You already
Appreciate you, big dog.
You already know, man. I appreciate y'all having me on, man. Real talk, man. I'm humble, man, that y'all even chose me to get on here and just rap with y'all, man. Real talk. So, like, I appreciate y'all giving me the platform to speak.
Yes, you know, it's not
Our pleasure.
you to go. Like I said, when y'all think of Moss J. Will,
You gotta think of A-Dog.
Dobson.
My guys, listen, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Real talk, man. We're gonna definitely do it.
For sure. Looking forward to it. Love you, man. For real.
I'll let y'all.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, fam.